And we are back, folks. So I promised you a curry, so I need to get it done. So here's my ingredients. We've got some asafoetida, cumin powder, chilli powder, coriander powder, garam masala and some tandoori masala. Right, so that's our spices. We've got a bit of kasuri methi, that'll go in last. We've got about 2.5 onions chopped. We've got some potatoes, we've got some tomato puree, we've got some more garam masala to put in at the end. Tin of chopped tomatoes. We've got some green chillies in the freezer that'll be going in, and we're going to use the wok. I don't usually use a wok for a curry, but if I use the pot, you won't see it, so it's that simple. So hopefully you can see that. Aye. Right, wok's gone black, so it's heating up. Got some pakora oil, just oil that's just oil that pakora's been cooked in, and it gives you a nice spicy flavour. I'm going to set that in there because there's a wee bit of drippage. Right, we'll let that heat up a wee second. Go into the fridge. There we are. The chicken has been since yesterday. It's been marinating in there since yesterday. There's the chicken. Right. So we're going to basically cook off some chicken first. Is it quite handy? I'll just use this chef spoon. So we'll just go on the chicken first. I'm going to do it skin side down. Don't want to overcrowd the pan, so we'll do 4. 2 thighs and 2 drumsticks. We just want a wee bit of colour on these. Just a wee bit of colour. And then we'll take them out. We'll stick them in a clean bowl. As I say, the potato will be going in this curry as well. Actually, the potatoes for my mother, she likes a potato curry. So that'll be going in there for my mum. Can work's not too bad. We're not frying this, we're not cooking this for a long time. Excuse me while I search something. The old tongs, quite like using the tongs. Tongs ya bass! That means absolutely nothing to anybody unless you're from Glasgow. Tongs ya bass! Puree! Right. So I'll do these 4. And then I'll pause the camera and I'll do the other 4. You don't need to see me cooking bits of chicken. Have a wee. Oh, that smells lovely already. That smells absolutely bloody lovely already. This has been in the fridge since yesterday. And all that's in this was some oil, some turmeric and some chilli powder. Nothing else. Just giving it a wee light season, almost like a marinade, almost. So hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. I know for sure Mrs Tracy's having a good Tuesday because she's off work now for a week or 2. And I think she's actually coming up to Bonnie, Scotland. But we all know why she's coming to Scotland. She's coming to Scotland to get her hands on that Young's curry, that Young's Chinese curry sauce mix. Because it's banging, it's the best. I've tried all the pastes, I've tried every paste out there. Well, at least 3 or 4 of them, and I just always go back to Young's. It's easier to deal with, great flavour, it's just really good stuff. But we'll turn these over now, and a wee bit of colour there, that's all we want. We're just kind of sealing in the juices. We're not cooking it, we're just sealing it. There you go, there's a nice close. So once these are all browned, then we stick in the potatoes and we get a wee bit of colour on the potatoes, and what that does, it gets a wee light skin on the potato, and that helps stopping potatoes from breaking up in the curry. As I say, I've never made a curry in this before, I always use a big pot, but if I use a big pot you won't see anything. So we'll try this. It'd be good if it had a lid, it's not got a lid sadly. You could probably put tin foil in it, but that just causes problems. Just check all the chicken. Give this a wee minute. I'll not touch it, I'll just leave it there for a wee minute. And then we'll get the rest of the chicken in, and then the potatoes. Mr. Red, what's he been up to? Mr. Red, he was at a nice burger place the other day after visiting his lovely Beryl in the hospital. Burger looked alright, but obviously Mr. Red hates ketchup, mayonnaise, he basically hates any kind of sauce. So his burger basically didn't taste as good as anybody else's burger. But the thing that stood out for me was the onion rings. I've never seen onion rings like that in my life. They looked as if they'd been sitting in a warm oven for about 2.5 years. Absolutely shocking. In fact, if I'm honest, they look disgusting. They say they took them back and they offered them either a refund or to replace them, but I think I'd have threw them. I'd have loved the onion rings that whoever served me them up. We'll give it another wee turn. We're getting some nice colour on it now. As I say, we're not cooking this all the way through, we're just getting a wee bit of brown on it and sealing it in a wee bit, sealing the juices. It smells lovely. Yeah, you look. It smells lovely. Right, so I'm going to give you another wee minute. When I come back, I'll have done all the chicken and it'll be potato time. Right folks, we're back. So the chicken has got some nice colour. There's the chicken in there in the back, see it? Some nice colour on the chicken. And now we're going to go in with the potatoes. I don't know if I'm going to use all these potatoes because there's quite a lot of potato there. We'll slide them in the pan, flat side down. Oh, nearly covered myself in oil there. In fact, I think we'll just use all the potatoes. I don't need to put them on the curry, but I'll just cook them all in really. Right, so that's what potatoes are. So we're going to give them time to kind of get a bit of colour and a wee bit of skin on them. And then we'll take them out, we'll get the onions in, we'll brown the onions, we'll get some garlic ginger paste in, cook it up for a wee minute, then we'll get the spices in, we'll bloom up the spices. If I think the spices are going to burn, I'll stick some water for the kettle in, just a wee bit of water at a time. Then we'll bung in some tomato puree, mix about, get that cooked out a wee bit, then we'll bung in the tin of tomatoes, let that cook up a wee minute, and then we'll get the chicken back in, and then last we'll get the potatoes in. And then last of all, a crumbling of kasuri methi, some coriander leaves that are in the freezer, chopped them up, they're in the freezer, they've been in the freezer for a while, and I'll chop up a couple of, maybe 3 or 4 green chillies. I'll put the green chillies in earlier, right enough, they'll probably go in reasonably soon. Nice green chillies. So we're literally just getting a nice bit of colour on these. You can see all the wee bits of spice that's come off the chicken, so that's helping get some flavour into the potato. And this oil's pakora oil, so that's full of flavour as well, so it's just flavour, flavour, flavour. Really simple to make, but really, really delicious. Thumbs up there. Right, so I'm going to come back to these when the potatoes are done. Aye. Right folks, that's the potatoes getting a bit of colour. All these wee bits here are tandoori masala for the chicken, all these wee bits of spice. Lovely, absolutely lovely. And just get a bit of colour on them. So I wonder what Sarge is up to. I wonder if he's made any of his potato gluing work today. He's got a big massive liquidizer, he makes mountains of potato glue in his work. They must love it. They must really love it. I can only imagine the sort of food they dish up in this place. But if potato glue's on the menu, it's got to be good. So what's he making? Last night he's making these chili dogs. Is it chili dogs? Aye, chili dogs with cheesy frozen chips, so that sounds like a masterpiece. I will say that his big jar of hot dogs, that's the hot dogs I like. The big jar with the big hot dogs in them. They're really, really nice. So part 2 will be the night, part 3 might be on Thursday, and part 4 and 5 will probably be the weekend. He likes to take a whole week to make a plate of food, does Sarge. It's worth doing, it's really worth checking out. But aye, some of us like to just eat in like 18 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. Know what I mean? That's the difference between a lot of folk. But aye, hope you enjoyed my poverty fish burger last night. They were poverty fish fingers. They were absolutely delicious. I've made fish fingers for years and they were really nice, so I'll be getting fish fingers a hell of a lot. I'll be branching out and filling the freezer with fish fingers. On the roll, on the burger roll, toasted burger roll with a bit of bacon and the plastic cheese and the lettuce, tomato, onion, gherkin. It was really, really nice. So I hope you check that out. Hope everybody's had a wee swatch at that poverty fish burger, because that was absolutely delicious. Right, I'm going to let another wee bit of colour, give you a wee flip them about a few times, and I'll get back to you when they've been done. Aye. Right folks, that's the potatoes just about done. You can see there's a nice bit of colour on them. So we're going to get them out shortly and get the onions in. Doobie 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 doo, dabba dabba, doobie doobie doo. So that'll just about do them. I say, because you've gave these a wee cook as well, they don't take as long in the curry. So get the chicken almost ready and then get the potatoes in. I say, I've never cooked a curry on this wok before. Always do it in a big pot. I might actually prefer doing it in the wok, who knows? Right, we'll get these out. I'm quite happy with the bit of colour that's on these. So we'll get the potatoes out, get them drained and into a bowl. If we can possibly get them into the bowl, that would be lovely. So again, everything's got flavour. The chicken's already got flavour on it. The potatoes have already got flavour on them. Everything's flavour. Right, we don't need to add any more oil. That's plenty. You can see all sorts of wee kind of burnt bits of spice, but you don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. Get a wee bit of Fury toes. Get a bit of two-tier toes smoke on the go. Doobie doobie doo doobie doo da-be da. Right, we're going to get in with the onions. That's the onions in. And we'll get them coated in the oil. This will be the longest bit. This takes the longest. Getting the onions brown takes the longest time, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Other folk might disagree. You see some folk in fact not even bother to get a bit of colour on the onions. They might actually need to add a wee bit extra oil. This is the only time you'll ever see me use tons of oil when I make a curry, an Indian curry. Right, we're just going to leave it. Right folks, we're going to leave that to get some colour on the onions. So the next time you see me, something will have happened to the onions. Aye. Right folks, we're back. We've got a nice bit of colour on the onions. So, going to go in now with some garlic ginger paste. I'm just going to use up the last of what I've got in this jar here. Or bits in the sink. We're just going to let that ginger and garlic cook out. See, there's quite a lot of oil in this, but you need a lot of oil or ghee or butter or whatever you're using when you make a curry, an Indian curry. But what you can do is, once your curry's ready, you can basically spoon off loads of oil and get ready to roast it, if you want to get rid of it. Right, so we'll let that cook for about 5 minutes. Let that cook for about 5 minutes, then I'll get the spices in. Aye. Right folks, we're back again. The garlic and ginger has been cooking it for about 5 minutes. And what we're going to do now is get the spices in. I've got the kettle boiled to add a wee bit of hot water if I need to. So there's the spices, in with the spices. Just mix them in. We're going to soak up all the oil and juices for the onion. Love that smell. See that smell you get when you put the spices in? Absolutely gorgeous. It's actually now getting quite late. I tell my mother I'd be round with some of this at 5 o'clock for her. So she's had that. So it's going to be a late one for me. I'll be putting in with this sharpish. It'll still be hot probably when I trip round with it. So you don't want your spices to burn. That's the main objective. Don't let the spices burn. You want them to bloom, not to burn. Right, so we'll leave them again for about 5 minutes. You'll start to see the wee bits of spicy oil bubbling to the top. So I'll get back to you when I'm doing something. Right, that's coming along lovely. You can see all the wee pools of oil bubbling, see them, all the spicy oil, or the bits of spicy oil bubbling through. So what I'm going to do now is get some tomato puree in. We're going to get about 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. Right, that's about a tablespoon, and that's about a tablespoon and a bit. Call it 2.5 tablespoons. Right, we'll just combine tomato puree into the curry sauce. This is basically your curry sauce, and we'll just cook the tomatoes out for a wee minute. And it's already smelling amazing. All your bits for the sides of the pan in. So we'll let that cook for a wee, well, not even 5 minutes, just a couple of minutes. This might actually be a part 2. Don't like doing part 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, but it might be a part 2. Because I'm not going to dish it up, I'm going to just cook it, get some in a tub and bolt it into my mother's with some. So when I come back, I might get some rice on, and I'll do a wee tiny plate up with some curry, some rice, and some flatbread. Not homemade flatbread, I must admit. It's shop bought, but you can't get flatbread. You can't make flatbread like this at home. You just can't, unless you're making man and bread. But man and bread takes like 2 or 3 fucking days to make. This flatbread's like 5 huge big flatbreads for £1 out of some extremely diverse shop near me, and it's really good. So you can see we're getting nice wee bubbles. See all the wee bubbles of spicy oil and tomato flavour. Absolutely gorgeous. The smells for this are absolutely heavenly. Can't even lie to you, they're just amazing. So what we're going to do now is get the tin. In fact, what we're going to do now is just get the chillies in. 4 green chillies that have been in the freezer. Just going to roughly chop them up with the old scissors. Seeds and all. Get it all in there. That's one. It's a chilli flying all over the place, that's always nice. 2. See if we can do 2 at one time. That's 4 green chillies went in. You can see how rich the colour is. Lovely rich colour, lovely deep red colour. Once you make this curry, you'll not make another curry. This will be the curry you make for the rest of your days. Right, so now we're going to go in with a tin of chopped tomatoes, and you can blitz these up if you want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This time I'm not going to bother. So in goes that. We'll give it a wee rinse out with some water. And we'll incorporate them into the onions and spices. As I say, I might actually I might need to transfer this into a pot because there's not much room in this. You can do your tomatoes a wee bit of a chop up with your spoon. There we go, it's lovely. And we'll just let that come up to temperature. We'll let this come up to temperature and then we'll get the chicken in the curry. We'll add the potatoes last. Once it's got about 10 minutes to go, we'll get the potatoes in. See, I've got some coriander in the freezer, so that'll go in last with a wee teaspoon or a half a teaspoon of garam masala to finish it off. But it smells amazing, absolutely gorgeous. Right, we'll let that come up to temperature, folks, and I'll get back to you when I'm adding the chicken. Aye. You can see that's where sauce coming up to temperature. You're seeing steam, bits of bubblage. Give it a wee minute and then we'll get the chicken in. All the sauces, all the juice that's at the bottom of the bowl, get everything in there. Might actually make it, I might not need to transfer it into a bigger pot, but I just don't like when shit fucking flies the other side of the pot. See, that'd be a lot of cooking on YouTube, Sarge, where they filter the thing up right to the top with stuff and then it starts getting skited about the other place. Get a wee bit of kitchen paper just to get them clean up. This is the only thing about things that haven't got a lid. You get these sprays all the shop. Right, so now we're going to get the chicken in, and this sauce is absolutely bloody gorgeous. You could actually just have this with rice and a naan bread, easy. Right, we're going to get the chicken in. We're going to use the tongs. Tongs, ya bass! I think we might just have enough room in here. Maybe. If I need to transfer it, I need to transfer it. It's that simple. Right, that's the chicken in. Right. And all the juice that was in the bowl, get all that into your pot, because that's all flavour. You don't want to lose out on any flavour, and get all that chicken coated in your sauce. And this is actually the quickest bit we're coming to. This might only take about 20 minutes or something. Just get it all turned about in the sauce. We might turn it down a wee bit. Right, I've got a feeling we're going to have to get a bigger pot, and then you won't see what's happening, but you'll just have to deal with that. Because once I put the potatoes in, You never know. I maybe need to add a wee bit of water. Sometimes I add chicken stock, but can't be bothered. So I might add a wee bit of water, and you see we're already getting wee bits of bubblage. Smells amazing. It smells absolutely amazing. I'm going to turn it down a bit, just to let the chicken cook. I say I wish it had a lid. If it had a lid it would be perfect, but I've not got a lid. I don't want it to catch on the bottom, because it can catch on the bottom obviously. So we'll just make sure there's plenty of gravy under there, and then it shouldn't catch. Make sure all the chicken's submerged, or submerged as much as we can get it. It smells absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I think we'll add a wee bit of water. I think we'll add a wee bit of water for the kettle. Absolutely sweating here. Right, we're going to go in with a bit of water, not a lot. Not a lot of water. That's plenty. Pardon me. And just get the water combined with the rest of the sauce. See any bits of tomato you don't fancy, just chop them up. Chicken smells amazing. This just smells amazing. I'm not going to lie, it just smells really, really good. I say, once you make a curry like this, you'll not make any other curries. If you follow this step by step, how I've done it. Just going to let that bubble away. Let that bubble away for about 10 minutes. So I'll get back to these. Aye. Right folks, that's been bubbling away for about 10 minutes. It smells amazing. We're getting nice oily pools. Just pure flavour. So I'm going to actually just risk putting the potatoes in. I'm going to just go for it, see what happens. As I say, there's just no much room in here. You can see that sauce, look at that sauce. Lovely and thick. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to kind of push the chicken to the kind of outside-ish. Not quite, but just see if I can get the potatoes in. Right, that's the potatoes in. Get the potatoes coated in the sauce. This isn't easy when you're trying to make it in a wok. Right, tell you what, we'll just get you're trying to not get the potatoes all broke up. Don't want the potatoes all broke up. know what I mean? Right, so we'll just spread them about a wee bit. There we go. Get this bit of chicken at the road. Right, that's the potatoes in. Get that bit of chicken under. See, if there was a lid, it would be a lot better because the steam from everything being enclosed helps all the top of it cook. So we'll see what happens. So we'll give that another 10 minutes, folks, and I'll get back to these. Right, folks, we're back. So I'm sorry, but I'm not happy with this. I'm going to have to transport it into the big pot because I'm not happy with this carry on. So just bear with me for a wee minute. I'm already feeling better. The anxiety attack's going away. I'm already feeling a lot calmer. I say I always make my curries in this one pot, but you're only going to see. I can maybe try and arrange something. We'll see what happens. Just bear with me a wee sec. This sauce smells absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That's better. There you go, folks. Look, every bit out the pot. See? Get that one there. I'll get the wok moved out the road there. And that's just instantly better. Instantly. And we can now get a lid on it and let it steam a wee bit. Let a bit of heat actually gather up in the pot, because that's not been able to happen. Actually get another wee bit of water in now for the kettle. Kettle on. I'll give you a wee. Right, there you go, see. We've got loads of room to play about with now, look. So I'll get a wee bit of water in there. It looks absolutely lovely. The heat's already heating the pot up. So just bear with me a wee second, in fact, see what I can do here. That's a wee bit better, isn't it? Not much, but a wee bit. Right, I'm going to get a wee bit of water in. Just a wee bit of water. That'll do. Now we've got room to manoeuvre. We've actually got room to bloody move about now. I say try and be gentle with the potatoes. You don't want the potatoes all getting broke up after getting them perfect. With some colour on them and partly cooking them. Right, we'll turn this up full blast again. And I'm going to get the lid on. I'm going to get the lid a wee clean first. Here's another wee look before I put the lid on. Oh, much more relaxed, much better in the pot. If I was doing it in the wok again, I would just make a weird curry, but there you go. You can see that's looking pretty good. Right, so I'm going to stick the lid on this pot and give the curry another 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes. Right, get a wee move about. Get another 10 minutes, then I'll get in with a teaspoon of garam masala and the fresh frozen coriander. Right, I'll get back to these. Right, folks, I've kind of arranged the camera a bit better, I think, so you can actually see inside the pot. Just making sure none of this is catching at the bottom. Right, I said about 5 minutes here. I'm going to get another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to get the coriander in and a wee teaspoon of garam masala. So lid back on, and I'll get back to these. Aye. Right, folks, it's had another 5-7 minutes. So now I'm going to get in with the kasuri methi. You want to put this in your hand and rub it into a dust. Doesn't matter if it's no really. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, because I've done it umpteen ways, different ways, and you still taste it. So that's the kasuri methi in. I'll just stick this wee bit in as well. It's sitting in the saucer. We'll do that a wee mix. Just make sure nothing's catching on the bottom. If it is catching, just get a wee scrape with your spoon. That smells absolutely gorgeous. As I say, try not to break up your potatoes. Try your best. Right, I'm also going to add a teaspoon, just under a teaspoon of garam masala. Sprinkle that about, right? And we might as well get some fresh coriander in. Fresh frozen coriander, should I say. This has been frozen, but just tastes every bit as good. A nice handful of that. Another wee bit. I like plenty of fresh coriander, that's plenty. Right, get that back in the freezer. Get a old handy candy, a wee rinse under the tap. And just combine your coriander in. So try and be a bit careful with your potatoes. Right. Nothing's catching it, so perfect under there, nothing's sticking. Right, so now I'm going to leave that for another 10 minutes and we'll call it a day. I'm going to turn the heat up again. I'm just checking to see if you can see in there. That's not too bad, you can see pretty much what's going down in the old pot. Get a wee bit of curry sauce there on the floor, just going to give it a wee mop. Clean as you go, folks, clean as you go, always tidy up as you go along. Then you don't end up with a huge mess all over the place. Right, that's the temperature coming back up. I'm going to fix that wee bit of potato there. Here's a wee look. Right, that's what's happening so far. I know there's no much light, I need to sort myself out with some light, but you can see what's going on, I think you've got no bad view there. So I'm going to put the lid back on. Now it's come back up to temp. I'm going to put the lid back on and I'm going to turn it down again to half. You can see we're getting wee pools of oil and stuff. That's what you want. So I'm going to turn it back down to half. I'm going to leave it for another 5 minutes and I'm going to call it a day. Right folks, it's another 10 minutes and I think I'm going to call time on this curry. So we'll have a wee look. I think you'll agree that looks bloody lovely. I've got all the oil separated. So I'm going to stick some in a wee tub and dash into my mother's. She'll begin off her heat. So what we'll do is we'll get a wee pan round. Obviously it's no light at all, so you probably don't see anything here, but hopefully you can see something. Right, I'm going to get some in this wee tub here for my mother. And you'll get another wee swatch at the curry. Get the old heat off. It smells absolutely amazing. And I think I've managed not to break up any of the potatoes. It doesn't matter if some of them get a wee bit broke, I suppose, but I just like to try and keep them off whole. As I say, giving them that wee fry in oil helps to keep them whole. Right folks, we'll go in with a drumstick. And we'll go in with a thigh, and we'll go in with another drumstick, absolutely gorgeous. And now a potato, another potato, and another potato, and that will do her. And we'll put a bit of sauce on. It smells absolutely amazing. She'll be well chuffed with us. Well chuffed. You know, it took me a whole day to finally get it round here. Another wee bit of sauce. Right folks, that's all she wrote. I'm just going to leave that on the residual heat and let it cook another little bit in the heat that's left. I've spilt some all over the top. Get that cleaned up. Always clean as you go folks, clean as you go, then you don't end up with mess all over the place. There you go folks, that's my chicken curry with potatoes. And I hope you'll agree that it looks absolutely delicious. As I say, when I come back I might get some rice on the go and do a wee plate up with a plate for myself for my dinner. But as long as you've enjoyed the video, I'm quite happy. Right folks, have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one.